Justice 4.0 from Abbotsleigh.
And in 2020, we won the Best Book and Best Illustrations in the Upper School Division for New South Wales.
And we won those same awards in the National Division as well. So how did we come up with our concept?
Well, a lot of our inspiration came from the parameters that were given to us by the Write a Book in a Day competition. Like, often they give you two main characters and like a inanimate object as well to focus on, as well as a main issue and like 5 random words that you have to somehow incorporate. And this year we really took inspiration from what we were given. So we got given missing a plane, and we tried to make that the central part of our story and the catalyst for what caused all the other events to happen afterwards.
Yeah. So in our story, we kind of made that the first event that happened. It was what triggered the entire story. So if you have an event that you feel like doesn't quite fit in, you could always try to make it either the start or the end.
Yeah. And don't get bogged down if you can't like think of a way to connect them all at the beginning, because like generally whatever the first idea you have might not be the one you run with in the end, because with our story we had quite a few different ideas that we just like brainstormed on the board for like a solid hour and a half, which really helped with giving us direction when we actually started to write, because like the planning stage is probably the most important, as it's what helps you figure out what's going to happen and like know that every single team member knows exactly what they're doing rather than being confused while writing it.
Yeah, so with the planning and everything, I know we definitely focused a lot on the characters that we were given, and it was especially important to like develop their characters and personality through their dialogue or their actions. Like we were given a comedian and a private detective, and the dialogue styles for both those characters were very different. So making sure you can describe the character traits, what they want, or maybe why they're acting the way they are in the story, just makes everyone's writing and even like their artwork, right? Because we had a solo illustrator, and the artwork really helped as well to pull together their characters.
Yeah.
There was also a thing about actually writing the story and splitting it up. So with our plan, we had a really solid one after, as you said, like an hour or so of deliberation. So we went a little bit off schedule, but that's not anything to panic over. And after we had our plan, we split them up into chapters. So especially if you have multiple writers or illustrators even, splitting up the plot and knowing when the start and the end is like especially helpful.
So you know exactly where the next chapter picks up, which makes it a lot easier with communication between like different groups, since our team likes to work in pairs for each chapter so that we can rebound ideas off each other, but also have like that independence to like focus on like one task. And just being able to split it up and plan exactly what you are going to write and how you want it to develop within that chapter is really useful.
So what were we really inspired by for this story?
Well, I think a lot of our inspiration came from the audience that we were writing for, which is Children in Hospital, and it's an amazing cause. But when we were planning, we really focused on the audience and what was like appropriate for them to be reading, and that like helped us like with developing like the type of plot we wanted to go forward with, as well as like the characters and the way like they interacted. And because we were writing for children, we tried to incorporate a few jokes, which also worked with our prompt of the comedian, but like we tried to like make it light and funny, which was like really inspired by the audience we were writing for.
Yeah, we added like a bit of magic here and there as well. And I think something that's quite important is to just put yourself in the shoes of the audience. Like if you are reading this story, what would you like to happen next? If you have lovable characters, would you like them to interact or, face a giant monster?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
It's true. And I think having a happy ending is always important for this type of writing, as you want to cheer them up at the end of the day.